Well, aren't you glad they didn't fix that? What is going on, guys? So season 3 is out and this is my first day playing season 3 and I have a lot to talk about. I did play some of the new maps here and we even played some zombies. I spent quite an enormous amount of time playing zombies. I'd say most of my time actually playing zombies. They do have the 3 new maps here and the 3 maps are really interesting to play. I did like 2 of them and one of them I really did not like at all, and I'll just kind of go through that. There's the new Rose skin right there. So what I'm going to be doing is reviewing these 3 maps that I played, and I'm going to also review and just kind of talk a little bit about the zombies I played as well. So the first map that I played was Firing Range. Everyone remembers Firing Range, and they did release the Kilo 141. That gun is the gun I used playing these maps. I mean, it feels a little bit different than the 2019, but man, I'm telling you, it does some serious damage. I did feel a little hesitant at first about, it takes about 5 shots to get that kill and it takes 4 in the head, but I'm telling you, it has a really good rate of fire and it's something that I really do enjoy shooting with. Now, here is Firing Range. Everyone remembers Firing Range. It did feel a little different. It felt a little different compared to the other games that they had Firing Range, and I believe what was it, Cold War had Firing Range as well. It just feels really stretched, and the colors just, I didn't really care for the colors. There's something about the colors I just didn't, I don't know how to explain it. It feels a little dull. Like they got this green and reds around, but it just didn't, I don't know how to explain it. It really just didn't feel right. And out of the 3 maps that they released, now I do have a really poor performing computer. It does have some problems, you know. I have a 2080 Ti and I have an i7700 processor here. The map was hitching a lot. Now I think it's just poor optimization from Activision, but the other maps didn't have any problems. I didn't have any problems with the other maps. Just this map, I had problems with it. Now, I will say the pacing just felt completely off playing this map, and compared to the last few titles that we played on Cold War and Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, it's just the timing was completely off. It didn't feel right. It also didn't help either that I played against this guy. I mean, look at this sussy. That's pretty sus, wasn't it? Well, anyways, it just felt a little off, and the colors just didn't seem right. Like, I'm just gonna keep saying that the colors just didn't seem right at all. It just felt pretty boring. It felt pretty quick, and it was just like, here's the map. Hope you guys like it. Enjoy, you know. And I mean, I guess I'm complaining a bit here with this map. I like it for the sake of it being Firing Range. You know, they're just remastering a map, but it feels really stretched, you know. It's like taking an image of like a 1080p image and you just stretch it. You're stretching it into something that's going to fit a screen that isn't quite made for it, you know. And so that, you know, that includes our movement. Our movement speeds are a little bit different. With this new season as well, you do have a crouch to stand while aiming is increased quite a bit. I noticed it just slightly, but the movement is just crazy, you know. So it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. So here's Nomad, and I actually really like this map. This one's my favorite of the new maps that came out, and I liked just the feel of it. I liked the design. I liked where all the props were. You know, sometimes I might add a little too many props, but the map didn't feel overwhelming. It was like the right size for this game. And, you know, they got some pretty quick spots. They got some tight SMG areas, and they have some really long assault rifle areas. And it was just, there was a really nice flow play in this map. The colors fit the map, you know. It's got the bright sun, which isn't too bright, you know, and they got the deserty kind of feel for Afghanistan. It was nice. It felt like a glorified campaign map while playing multiplayer. And so it just was a nice touch to it. You know, with the horses, of course, they're dead. But with the horses around here, it also reminded me of Black Ops 2, one of the campaign missions from Black Ops 2. So I get that kind of like story in my head, you know. That's what it is. And so it's just really nice. It has like a story to it, you know. It's part of like the campaign. And this map was easily the worst, and I think this map is not going to mature well at all throughout the season. I think players are going to be avoiding this map. It has a nice Vietnam fit to it, but it's stressful. It's stressful like Vietnam. You got different corridors you got to look down, and you just have, I mean, it's a snake mess. It was like the developer for this map didn't really quite have a plan what they were doing. They were just like, let's just keep adding stuff. They just kept adding rooms. This map felt like it was generated by an AI developer and not really it didn't have a human touch to it. It doesn't feel like there's got to be a human touch. And if there was a human touch to this map, they don't need to be making maps. They don't need to be making maps at all. I mean, this map, it was terrible and stressful. It was very stressful. I mean, like, for example, like right here, I just didn't know where that guy went, and I have multiple areas to be covering, just multiple. And this is just like one little part of the map, you know? It was really tight. You're going to get ambushed and flanked easily, especially on the outside, because on the outside areas where the AR players are going to be, the AR players are going to be hiding, you know, and the SMG players are going to be owning the middle part, but you could still see all within the middle part from the outside part. It's hard to navigate. It's hard to safely navigate this map and actually say, hey, I'm owning some sides. I'm owning some points. I did notice that there was no rank play either, which was really interesting. You know, but here's some zombies. So this is me playing zombies here. I'm just kind of going around looking for items and looking for stuff. I literally just went around the entire map, just looking for pieces to pick up. Now this is the Guardian, like the Guardian kill streak in Black Ops 2. If you guys remember that, I found this little flute thing. I don't know if it meant to do this, but it did that. I don't know if that's gonna be something later as an Easter egg or not. I found some letters here for some sort of code that you have to kind of figure out. I spent too much time trying to figure that out. There's your double tap right there. And you'll see it significantly changes the rate of fire on your weapon. So there's a piece that I eventually found. It's a wall. It's a lamp for the wall here. And I found that it goes right here. Right there. And it took me a long time trying to figure this out. And eventually I did figure it out, but unfortunately my video got corrupted while figuring it out. And it took me a long time just trying to figure it out. And that's when the video got corrupted right here. All you have to do is just follow the sequence of the first lamp on the left. That's what I did, and it opened up to the bottom cellar where the third painting was. That thing, you will need the Mark II ray gun to shoot. And I just had a fun time playing zombies. Now I will be figuring it out here shortly, and this is just my first day with Season 3. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week. God bless.